and welcome to another Nikke video. With the 1-year anniversary live streams over and the events coming soon, I'm going to be giving my thoughts and analysis on the new free Pilgrim, Snow White Innocent Days. Please leave a like and a sub, and I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, so here's all the information that they gave us on the EN live stream. This is really just a preview of what's to come, and just to go ahead and tantalize us on this new unit. So I'm just going to go ahead and read what's on the screen now. So her type is an attacker, the weapon is assault rifle, her burst skill is 3, her code is iron. Her skill 1 is a passive, it's called 7 Dwarfs 5 and 6. Her skill 2 is a passive as well, and it's called 7 Dwarfs 4. And her burst skill is called 7 Dwarfs 3, and it has a 40-second cooldown. And also the skill effects here, I'll go ahead and read the bottom. It says, based on the number of hits from normal attacks, she sustains group attacks effective against multiple enemies and intercepts missiles. While 7 Dwarf 4 inflicts relatively low overall attack damage, it unleashes a multitude of attacks. When these attacks are strategically utilized, it becomes easier to deal with enemy and missiles. Alright, so first let me talk about her skills here. The only skill name that she has similar to our regular Snow White is going to be this first skill, 7 Dwarfs 5 and 6. Which I don't know if it's going to be the same thing as our regular Snow White, because on regular Snow White's skill description for 7 Dwarfs 5 and 6, it says affects enemies within the attack range, deals 144.73% of final attack as damage, and activates when attacking during full burst time, affects self crit rate up 26.1% for 10 seconds. So I don't know if she's going to have the exact same thing or maybe something similar. We're going to have to wait till the official kit is released, but maybe that will give us a hint of what's to come. And the other 7 dwarves that the regular Snow White has that this one doesn't is 7 Dwarfs 1, which that is her charger burst, the one that she can get 1000% damage. Yeah, so she does not have this one, and I'll explain that in a second why. For skill 2, luckily they do talk about it at the bottom here, but pretty much in the video that I'm going to show very soon, it's just a bunch of missiles that come out and attack. At first I thought it was going to be similar to Privity's, where it just launches and just only does 1 set of damage and that's it. The skill 2 does multiple hits. It's not that strong, but it's multiple hits throughout a small duration. And then for her burst 3, she has unlimited ammo during this burst 3. And also I think there are other things that are active during her burst skill. It doesn't mention here, which I'll show you in just a second. Let me go ahead and just keep playing the video, and then that way you can just see her burst, and then we'll get to what's actually going on. Alright, I'm just currently looping the most important information, which is actually showing her using her skill. So as soon as the burst goes off, you could immediately see an infinity symbol right behind her. So that's just signifying that she does have unlimited ammo on her current weapon. And also you'll see as well all this information that's popping out in front of her, a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. I had initially thought that this information on the right had to do with the missiles, but eventually I'm going to show you in just a moment that it's a number of attacks. After she reaches a certain number of attacks, these missiles are going to come out, and unfortunately this video does a poor job of showing how much damage those missiles do. It's a pretty poor choice on the dev's part to go ahead and show us this video example, but it actually hits multiple times, but this part on the right is covering her up, and I'll show the video soon of what I'm talking about. And this healing that you're going to see at the end in just in a moment, that shows like some sort of cheese slice. Yeah, so I don't know if that has to do with her skill 1. I'm not exactly sure yet. And unfortunately, we don't know what other Nikkes are on the team here. There are other Nikkes here that we can't see because they're being covered up. It's possible that she could be. I'm not 100% sure, but we do see that there are these little flowers that are being stacked. And each time she goes ahead and attacks, the stack does go up 1 higher. I don't know what the max stacks is, and I'm not sure what qualifies this stack to go up. Maybe it's whenever missile comes out, because as soon as these missiles come out, the stack goes from 2 to 3. It's a little hard to see, but as soon as the missiles come out, it rises to 3 immediately right after. Alright, this is the JP stream, and I'm just going to go ahead and show this first footage here, which most of the footage is mostly concentrated on Red Hood, but I'll go ahead and show what I was meaning about the missiles, because I was slowing down the footage and looking at everything, but actually on the ammo counter, she was like close to 60 bullets when she first started. Then somebody's skill had actually improved her ammo to 75, and right now she is doing a burst. But what's going on is that as soon as she was reaching 50 ammo used, that's when the first volley of those missiles come out. So I just went ahead and rewound it. You see, it's going to get very, very, very close. Unfortunately, all these bursts keep getting in the way, but she's going to get very, very close to about 5 or 7 there. And then you're going to see the first volley of missiles come through. You see, it barely came through right before it showed up. And I think what happens too with their burst is that it makes these volley of missiles come out more regularly. because she hasn't even shot 50 shots yet, and there's missiles upon missiles coming out one after another. So I think her burst does affect those volley shots. But normally, from what I was noticing when I kept replaying all this footage and slowing it down, it's usually around 50 shots in order for the volley to come out regularly. Yeah, and then also as well, unfortunately, in this part of the live stream, they never actually show Snow White. We're trying to go ahead and show you on the other part of this live stream where we're going to go ahead and see how much damage that the volleys actually do. Okay, so this is the second part of the live stream. I'm just going to go ahead and show it here. So if you look at her ammo counter, it actually starts at 60, and then all of a sudden she gets a skill bonus from somebody, so it boosts up to 75. But as soon as she gets closer to 5, you could already see that the missile's already coming out. Let me rewind it a little bit so I could just show you there. You see, so right here, you see she's getting 20, she's close to 15, and there you see. So the missiles came out almost as soon as she reached 5. So here they're gonna go ahead and burst with Red Hood, but again, they're just gonna come out after about 50 shots. So you see she's still going down. You see there's still no volley until it finally comes out now. See, still no extra volley coming out, so we're still waiting for another volley to come out, and then boom, another one came out. So I'm assuming, based on what I'm seeing from this stuff, is that it's about 50 shots in order for a volley to come out without her doing her burst. And I'm gonna go ahead and show in just a second of how many they do, because they're actually gonna burst with Snow White just coming up. And then so pretty much every volley of those missiles is another set of damage. So they're gonna go ahead and swap to her in just a second, and then we can look right now. So just her regular damage, if we're looking at, it's gonna be about 17,000 damage, more or less. You know, so, and then only that, I'm gonna go ahead and just slow it down in just a bit and rewind it, so then that way we can actually look how much missiles damage she's actually doing. Okay, I went ahead and rewound and slowed the footage here. So we're gonna go ahead, she's gonna go ahead and swap to Snow White. You see, so right now she's gonna go ahead and attack. You see it's getting about 17,000 there, and as soon as the missiles come out, which is gonna appear in just a second here because they have the burst going on. See, so it's hitting. So if you look at, so if you see, it's about around 2275, and each missile is hitting. So each missile is hitting. So yeah, I originally had thought it was just a one set of hits with like privity, but no, it's every single missile is doing additional damage. Usually the missiles go for a good amount of time, like pretty much about almost close to 3 seconds, like 2 or 3 seconds. And with her burst, it makes the volleys go out even quicker. And also as well, it's hard to see here, but she's at 4 stacks right now with her flower. And I believe right now she is at 5 stacks as soon as this goes away here. It's just they're on the way. But yeah, so it looks like about every 50 shots, it looks like that she goes ahead and does a volley. You see, it is 5 stacks there. I don't know if there's a timing for it. I don't know if it's a like, oh, you know, you have to reach 50 shots within this certain amount of time, or if not, it pretty much rolls over. So like right now she is reloading, so that is throwing down her DPS, unfortunately. But it could also be an indication that maybe the timing of her attacks don't matter. Just as long as she does 50 shots, it's going to go ahead and do it. Unfortunately, we do not know at this time, since the preview of her skill kit gives us very little information. But based on what I'm seeing here, it does look like that it's about 50 shots in order for her volley to come out regularly. If she does burst, then it pretty much forces the volley to come out more frequently. So I don't know if it means that it just lowers down how many shots it needs in order for the volley to come out, or it just forces it automatically without any conditions. And not only that, also her burst gives unlimited ammo, but even then, during that limited ammo time, the volleys come out way too fast. There's no way she could shoot that fast without somebody like Soline that increases attack speed. So since Soline isn't on the team, yeah, she's just shooting at regular intervals, and no way she makes 50 shots in that in a short amount of time. And even right here, you do see another volley coming in because she did reach the 50 ammo criteria there. So even though the volley doesn't do that much damage, but just seeing how frequently it does come out is a major plus for her. And not only that, it's going to clear a lot of those projectiles, you know, those missile projectiles that everyone gets annoyed about. Even also those slow moving projectiles that only take 1 damage. So now you don't really have to focus on them anymore unless you know you really want them gone, or if there's a lot of them on screen. So far, I mean, there's only 1 enemy on screen, so I don't know if it hits every single enemy. It does a very, very weak AoE. I'm not 100% sure yet, since it's only this tyrant that's being attacked and it's only 1 unit on screen. But we do know that at least every hit does individual damage, and that's on top of her just shooting, as you're seeing on the screen here, what you see, the more volleys come out, which is getting around a little bit over 2,000 damage per missile. And in terms of my thoughts, how I feel about her now, I mean, she doesn't look that bad for a free unit. And again, you're going to be able to MLB her for free. They're giving this to every single player, so just make sure to log in, do the events, you know, claim those rewards, and you'll be able to get this unit. And so far, she does look like she has utility. You know, we have to wait for her full kit to be out. Unfortunately, she doesn't look as broken as Red Hood, but she does look pretty good. She looks pretty handy, and it's only time will tell. So as soon as the official kit's released and we do some testing, we'll be able to know how well she is as a pilgrim. But luckily, people who don't have pilgrims, at least you'll be able to have her for free, and MLB at that. And yeah, that's about it. Unfortunately, they did not give us that much information besides what I just showed you here. Hopefully they release more information coming soon, especially since the event comes on November 2nd. But now I would like to know your thoughts. What do you think about this new Nikke that we're getting for free, Snow White Innocent Days? Do you think that maybe she's a little bit stronger than I give her credit for? Or maybe there's something I missed? I mean, I would like to know your thoughts. Other than that, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop me a sub, please. I'm Scrublord, and I'll see you on the next one.